The year is 636 CE, a time of great upheaval and transformation. Two mighty empires clash in the dust and heat of the Levant, their destinies intertwined in a brutal struggle. The place is Yarmouk, near the river of the same name, a strategic location that would become the stage for a monumental battle. This is no mere border skirmish. The fate of the Middle East hangs in the balance, with the future of entire civilizations at stake. On one side stand the Byzantines, heirs to the glory of Rome, their legions disciplined and battle-hardened. Facing them are the warriors of the Rashidun Caliphate, fueled by the new faith of Islam, their resolve unbreakable. The Battle of Yarmouk would become a pivotal moment in history, a turning point that would shape the future of the region. It marked the decline of the Byzantine Empire, once a dominant force in the region, now facing a formidable new adversary. It opened the door for the rapid spread of Islam, forever changing the map of the world and the course of history. The clash at Yarmouk was more than just a battle. It was a decisive encounter that would echo through the ages. It was a collision of civilizations, a struggle for dominance that would echo through the centuries, shaping the destiny of nations. The very air crackled with the tension of an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object, a moment of high drama and intense conflict. What led to this epic confrontation? What were the events that set the stage for such a monumental clash? To understand, we must journey back in time, to the years preceding the battle, to the moments that ignited the flames of war. The Byzantine Empire, centered in Constantinople, was a power to be reckoned with. For centuries, it had held sway over vast territories, its emperors ruling from the Balkans to North Africa, but by the 7th century, cracks were beginning to show in the empire's facade. Years of warfare, particularly against the Sasanian Empire of Persia, had taken their toll. The Byzantine-Sasanian War, a grueling conflict that lasted for decades, had drained the empire's resources and manpower. Although the Byzantines ultimately emerged victorious from this conflict, victory came at a heavy price. The empire was left weakened and vulnerable, ripe for the picking by a new and ambitious power. Adding to its woes, the Byzantine Empire was also plagued by internal divisions. Religious strife, power struggles among the elite, and economic instability all contributed to a sense of unease and decline. While the Byzantine Empire grappled with its internal demons, a new force was sweeping out of the Arabian Peninsula. United under the banner of Islam, the Rashidun Caliphate was driven by a potent mix of religious zeal and military ambition. The Muslims, inspired by the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, believed they had a divine mandate to spread their faith. Their early victories in Arabia had given them confidence and momentum. They looked north, towards the rich and fertile lands of the Byzantine Empire, with eager eyes. The Byzantines, weakened by years of war and internal strife, seemed ripe for conquest. Led by the Caliph Umar, a shrewd and determined ruler, the Muslim armies began to probe the Byzantine defenses. Their initial incursions met with success, further fueling their confidence. The stage was set for a showdown that would determine the fate of the Middle East. The Yarmouk River Valley, a parched and dusty landscape, was chosen as the battleground. This location, with its harsh and unforgiving environment, would soon witness one of the most significant battles in history. The terrain, though unforgiving, offered strategic advantages to both sides. Its rugged features provided natural fortifications and vantage points that could be used to great effect by the armies. The Byzantine army, commanded by Vahan, a seasoned general, was a formidable force. Vahan's experience and leadership were crucial in organizing the diverse and vast Byzantine forces. It boasted tens of thousands of soldiers, including heavily armored infantry, skilled archers and cavalry units. These troops were well trained and equipped, ready to face any challenge. They also had allies from various parts of the empire, adding to their numerical superiority. These allies brought their own unique skills and strengths to the battlefield, further bolstering the Byzantine ranks. The Muslim army, though smaller in size, was united by their faith and inspired by their commanders. Their unity and determination were key factors in their resilience and fighting spirit. They were led by Khalid ibn al-Walid, a brilliant military strategist who would later earn the title Sword of Allah. His tactical genius and inspirational leadership were instrumental in the Muslim army's successes. The Muslim soldiers, though lightly equipped compared to their Byzantine counterparts, were known for their mobility and ferocity in battle. Their ability to move quickly and strike with precision gave them a significant advantage. They were also masters of desert warfare, accustomed to the harsh conditions that would prove so challenging for the Byzantines. Their experience in such environments allowed them to use the terrain to their advantage. As the two armies assembled, the tension was palpable. Both sides knew that the outcome of this battle would have far-reaching consequences, not just for themselves, but for the future of their respective empires. The fate of empires hung in the balance, and both sides knew that this battle would be one for the history books. The clash at Yarmouk would be remembered as a turning point, a moment when the tides of history shifted dramatically. Section 5. The Master Strategist, Khalid ibn al-Walid. Among the ranks of the Rashidun Caliphate stood a man who would leave an indelible mark on the annals of military history, Khalid ibn al-Walid. His name would be remembered for centuries, not just for his victories, but for the sheer brilliance with which he conducted his campaigns. Known as the Sword of Allah, Khalid was a brilliant strategist and a charismatic leader who inspired his troops with his courage and tactical genius. His ability to lead from the front and his unwavering determination made him a legend among his men. Khalid had already proven his mettle in numerous battles, securing victories against seemingly insurmountable odds. His reputation as an undefeated commander spread far and wide, striking fear into the hearts of his enemies. He possessed an uncanny ability to anticipate his enemies' moves, often turning their own tactics against them. This skill was not just a matter of intuition, but a result of meticulous planning and deep understanding of warfare. At Yarmouk, Khalid's strategic brilliance would be put to the ultimate test. The stakes were higher than ever, and the outcome of this battle would shape the future of the region. Facing a numerically superior Byzantine army, he knew that he couldn't afford to make a single mistake. Every decision, every maneuver had to be perfect to ensure victory. His survival and the fate of the Rashidun Caliphate depended on his ability to outmaneuver and outwit his opponents. The pressure was immense, but Khalid thrived under such conditions. Khalid understood the importance of terrain and morale. He knew that the right positioning could turn the tide of battle in his favor. He carefully chose his army's positions, utilizing the natural features of the Yarmouk Valley to his advantage. This strategic placement allowed his forces to hold their ground against the overwhelming Byzantine numbers. He also knew the importance of keeping his troops motivated, delivering fiery speeches that ignited their fighting spirit. His words were as powerful as his sword, rallying his men to fight with unparalleled fervor and dedication. Section 6. Days of Fury. The battle unfolds. The Battle of Yarmouk raged for 6 long days and nights, a brutal dance of death in the scorching heat of the Syrian desert. The clash of swords on shields, the cries of the wounded, the thunder of hooves as cavalry charged, these were the sounds of a struggle for survival. The Byzantines, confident in their numbers and superior equipment, launched wave after wave of attacks. But the Muslim defenders, inspired by their faith and led by Khalid's tactical genius, held firm. Each day brought new horrors, new acts of heroism and despair. The sun beat down mercilessly on the battlefield, turning the sand to fire beneath the feet of the combatants. The air reeked of sweat, blood, and fear. Despite their initial confidence, the Byzantines found themselves bogged down in a war of attrition. Their numerical advantage was slowly being whittled away by the tenacious Muslim defenders. Section 7. A crushing defeat for Byzantium. As the battle entered its final stages, the tide began to turn decisively in favor of the Muslims. Khalid, sensing an opportunity, unleashed a devastating counterattack that shattered the Byzantine lines. The Byzantine army, already weary and demoralized, crumbled under the onslaught. Panic spread through their ranks like wildfire, turning their retreat into a chaotic rout. The Muslim victory was complete and utter. The once mighty Byzantine army was reduced to a shattered remnant, its dreams of crushing the Muslim threat lying in ruins on the blood-soaked sands of Yarmouk. The Battle of Yarmouk sent shockwaves throughout the region and beyond. The Byzantine Empire would never fully recover from this catastrophic defeat, its grip on the Middle East irreversibly loosened. For the Rashidun Caliphate, Yarmouk was a triumph of epic proportions. It cemented their status as a major power in the region and opened the way for further conquests. Section 8. The Legacy of Yarmouk. The Battle of Yarmouk was more than just a military engagement. It was a seismic event that reshaped the political and religious landscape of the Middle East. Its reverberations would be felt for centuries to come. For the Byzantine Empire, Yarmouk marked the beginning of a long and painful decline. Their loss of Syria and Palestine dealt a severe blow to their prestige and power, from which they would never fully recover. The empire would continue to exist for centuries, but it would be a shadow of its former self. The rise of the Rashidun Caliphate, fueled by the victory at Yarmouk, ushered in a new era in the Middle East. The Caliphate would continue to expand rapidly, bringing vast territories under its control. Within a few short decades, the Muslim empire would stretch from North Africa to Persia, forever changing the course of history. Section 9. Yarmouk's echoes through time. The echoes of the Battle of Yarmouk can still be heard today, more than 14 centuries after the clash of swords and the cries of battle faded into the desert silence. The battle serves as a reminder of the enduring power of faith and the impact that a single event can have on the course of history. It also highlights the importance of leadership, strategy, and determination in shaping the destiny of nations. The Battle of Yarmouk is a testament to the courage and resilience of the human spirit, both in victory and defeat. It is a story that continues to fascinate and inspire, reminding us of the enduring power of the past to shape our present and our future.